2022. The flyer was officially launched on Thursday, December 6, 2022. And as they count down to the opening ceremony of the 33rd edition of the Africa Cup of Nations continues, the country is mobilizing large numbers of security forces to ensure security. Among the 6 stadiums that will host the matches of the competition, the Limbe Omnisport Stadium, where Group F will evolve, is located in the restive southwest region. To ensure that no separatist attack threatens the games of Tunisia, Mali, Mauritania and Gambia, which form Group F, military and security forces have been posted in the region. Leaders of civil society organizations have met in Douala to denounce what they term robbery of the civil society and freedom of association in Cameroon. They made the denunciation on January 6, 2022, saying that the finance law of 2022, adopted by Parliament during the November 2021 session, on one hand, and the communique of Director General of Taxation of December 15, 2021, relating to the tax regime of non-profit organization, and the promulgation of the Finance Law Number 2, 2021/026 of December 16, 2021, on the other hand, and the provision of Section 93 of the said finance law constitute a real threat to the civil society in particular. Let's now listen to Maître Alice Com.
You and me know that the economic and social environment in Cameroon today is very, very very bad. Money is finished. And you know the situation of our bad governance in terms of public money. So I feel that now Cameroon is maybe knowing that this war is a big hole for money. It is public, the state has no longer enough money to do his job vis-a-vis their population, because everybody know that from 2000 maybe and 18, around the period of presidential election, they spent a lot of money to campaign, to corrupt. Remember the situation of computers in university. This money was coming from the national treasure, lost. And then we have had the preparation of this AFCON, African, what French people are la CAN. And they spent a lot of money, more than they had to pay. And this money didn't go back to the state treasury. It went outside in private pocket. And you also know the other scandal, financial scandal of COVID, where IMF gave 180 billion to Cameroon to help Cameroon secure his population vis-a-vis this pandemic. Everybody know that this money never served for the right purposes.
One of Cameroon's most celebrated artists, popularly known as Fish, who passed away in a ghastly motor accident on the night of December 23, 2021, who will be laid to rest in his native village. Friends, colleagues, fans and well-wishers came to pay him their last respect in Bonaberi yesterday, December 6, 2022, as he journeys to the land of no return. The pioneer mayor of the Limbe City Council, Mutanga Andrew Monjimba, who passed on to glory on December 5, 2022 after a protracted illness, was elected on February 25, 2020 after serving as government delegate to the Limbe municipality. We profile him with Join Gong.
Wednesday, January 5, 2022 was a day of great loss to the Limbe City Council. The first city mayor in the history of Limbe, Mayor Mutanga Andrew Monjimba, joined his ancestors at the Douala General Hospital. Close sources to the mayor say he gave up the ghost after a protracted illness. This 4-year-old mayor had been celebrated for making one of the best and cleanest cities of Cameroon.
We were not expecting this kind of news at this hour, and considering the state in which we are, I want to say we were very shocked, and as you see, we are very grieved. We've lost an icon. We've lost somebody whom I think nobody ever dreamt of. We actually want to call on all the militants that what has happened, we cannot bear. I just want to pray and ask the Almighty to strengthen us.
Mayor Mutanga Jimba reportedly had health complications around his throat. He was evacuated to India last year for a medical operation, which was believed to be successful upon his return to the country. In the month of December 2021, the late mayor fell sick yet again and was taken to the Douala General Hospital, where he was admitted until God called him on January 5, 2022.
It's with a very heavy heart that I personally received the news of the death of the city mayor. As you know, he happened to be one of the longest serving CPTM section presidents in fact. He happened to have piloted the affairs of the city council for a while, and all the successes in terms of the party activities in Limbe and Fako division, we had all those achievements because of Mutanga and also others.
Mayor Mutanga Andrew dies at a time when the Limbe City Council is under fire following the 2022 finance budget. Limbe City dwellers hope that his passing will bring peace to the council. Mutanga Monjimba is behind his wife, whom he married in 2020 after the passing of his first 2 wives.
And after announcing the creation of 3 state universities in the East, South and North regions of the country, President Paul Biya seals words with the signing of a decree for this purpose. Dolingonde.
President Paul Biya matches words with action by signing a decree to create 3 state universities in the cities of Betua, East region, Bolova, South, and Garwa, North region of Cameroon. On December 31, 2021, the President of the Republic, during his traditional end-of-year address to the nation, made public the declaration, and this is how the inhabitants of the said regions received the New Year's gift from the head of state.
It put the university closer to those who do not have enough means to send their children to Yaoundé, to Bamenda, to Boya, etc. The university is the place to be and the place to be formed and transformed so that you can help your country to move.
While signing this decree may mean an attempt to resolving an appearance of injustice, given that these were the only 3 regions that were still left out without institutions of public university cycles, by making this decision again, well-trained students from these regions will be birthed with no need for any form of mass exodus after the completion of their high school training programs. Although the total now tallies the existence of 11 state universities in the country upon the creation of the expected 3, many Cameroonians, on the other hand, have taken to social media to decry the creation of more universities which only offer courses on academic and theoretical topics instead of creating polytechnics which focus mainly on applied skill training.
We now talk about the inauguration of the Yaoundé and Simalen motorway, which took place on January 5, 2022 by the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Celestine Kecha-Koutes. Let's revisit this story with Katrin Ekongwe.
Thanks to the newly constructed Yaoundé-Simalen motorway, participating teams traveling to Cameroon for the African Cup of Nations have been having a smooth ride from the Simalen International Airport to the capital city, Yaoundé. The motor highway was opened to the public since Wednesday, January 5, 2022, in a ceremony chaired by Cameroon's Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Celestine Kecha, accompanied by the Minister of Transport, Jean-Enes Gale-Bibehe. The ceremony, which began with an ecumenical service and has been attended by Cameroonians, especially as the locals massively turned out to witness the official opening of the event by the Housing and Urban Development Minister. The motorway will facilitate traffic flow in the city, especially for Group A and C teams that will be lodged in Cameroon's capital city, Yaoundé. Prior to the opening of the motorway, the minister cautions the locals to adopt responsible and prudent behaviors and advise inhabitants of the Yaoundé 3 and 4 division to ensure that kids stay away from the motorway.
I've told them that highway, motorway is not urban way. It's not urban road. Please do not cross above and jump on the highway. It's very dangerous for you as well as for the vehicle coming on this, because when people came on this road, they know that it's highway. They're not supposed to see people on the highway. They're not supposed to see car parking on the highway. They should thank the head of state by keeping it safe.
The motorway construction project, which began since 2015, has only seen completion this year.
Onto our feature page, we focus on millers, a job well appreciated as they help in grinding grains like corn and wheat to make flour, which is rich in vitamins and minerals. But this activity here leads to some health issues, often minimized by many. Our health reporter, Bukengo Wadi.
A miller is someone who grinds wheat and corn into flour using a milling machine. Though this act has become a profitable profession, the job involves deafening noise from machine for at least 8 hours daily, inhaling dust and flour, lack of space and fresh breathing air, and many more, which adds up as challenges faced by those in this profession. I have been doing this business for 20 years. Though the job contains risks such as constant noise, one can cut their fingers, and many other natural and electrical accidents, it is important to rest well when one returns home.
Je voulais dire que le travail des meuniers est un travail très rémunérateur, mais il y a beaucoup de risques liés à ça.
I wish to say the work of a miller is a profitable one. However, there are a lot of disadvantages to the job. We have the after effects of the machine noise. Here we have 4 machines, and when they are all on, the noise is terrible. Sometimes we don't feel it. We only get to feel the impact when we return home, and it's like someone is beating drums in our head. But still, there is the flour, which makes it difficult for us to breathe as the air is mostly filled with flour.
Nous respirons très difficilement parce que nous sommes en train d'aspirer la farine.
Being consoled by the daily income, many millers ignore the repercussions of their business to their health, which include a list of respiratory illnesses such as cough.
The person who is involved in using the grinding mill every day tends to be exposed to dust particles, little particles of flour, which get into their respiratory tract and cause them illnesses. First off, we would think of cough, which is the basic illness, which would have to deal with upper respiratory tract infections. But this can aggravate to lower respiratory infections also, which would end up exposing the patient to more illnesses and further or more complicated situations.
Nonetheless, according to Dr. Bruna Njeba, these hazards can be managed.
If you're able to wear a mask while you carry your daily activities of grinding, And even for those who stroll on the road every day in dusty areas, wearing a mask will protect your nostrils and at the same time your mouth from being able to receive the dust particles which get into your lungs. When you do that, it helps you most. The next thing we would think about is even the area or the spaces where they do the grinding. If they could be able to do it in open air areas where the amount of dust which they'll inhale will reduce. Clean environments. Most of the times when the dust particles settle or get into the room area, we leave it there and we move out, and the next day we come and just continue.
It is worth mentioning that corn flour is a rich source of fiber, protein, iron, potassium, B vitamins, starch, and other minerals. Millers to this effect put their lives at risk every day, making sure that they contribute to the diet of the average Cameroonian, as well as reduce unemployment, theft for some youth in the country.
That was it for today's edition, produced by Junior Pelama. Thanks for watching. You can watch our 3:30 p.m. Prime Info with Gladys Bomotongina and our 6:30 p.m. Prime News with Fon Quinta for more news stories. Coming up next is In the House with Eileen Sama and her ladies. Have a nice time.
Are you in education?